Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and practice our modeling equations. So this is the modeling equations guided practice. Okay, here we go. Here's our first question. Actually, let's go over how each model is going to look first. Okay, so let's go ahead. The algebra tiles. So if you look, the rods represent an X. Okay, so you have green for positive, red for negative. And they are your rectangles. They're bigger. So for each X, you have to draw one rectangle. The squares or circles represent constants, and the yellow is positive, and again the red will represent negative. Alright? And there also, for the negative, you can see that negative mark next to the 1 or next to the X. Okay, so for our first one, we have x minus 4 equals 3. So I want you to remember you have two sides. So you have your line down your equal sign. You have your left side, which is x minus 4, and on the right side you have positive 3. I want you to go ahead and try to draw a model to represent this equation. So pause the video, go ahead and try to draw a model to represent that equation. Once you're finished, press play. Alright, you should have gotten one rod, which is positive, so you don't have to color it green, but you could just put a X. If it was negative, just put a dash, okay? Minus 4, so we have 4 squares, all with the minus signs inside of them, or negative signs. And then on the right side, to represent 3, we have 3 positive squares. Alright, here's practice problem number 2. We have 6w on the left-hand side, and we have negative 18 on the right-hand side. So just like problem number 1, go ahead and pause the video, and you draw the model to represent this equation. Once you have finished, press play, and we'll bring you on to the next slide. Alright, for the model, you should have 6 X's on the left-hand side, or 6 W's in this problem, and they would be your rectangle shapes. On the right-hand side, you have 18 squares, all with negatives inside. Okay, here is problem number 3. We're going to go ahead and try. You have 3 equals 3x plus 2. So now you have your left side just has a positive 3, and the right side has 3x plus 2. So go ahead and draw a model to represent this equation. Alright, you should get 3 squares on the left side. On the right side of the problem, you should have 3 x's and then 2 positives. So 3x, 2 positive. Okay, for the next problem here, now we have the model, and you are going to write an equation to represent this model. Alright, and the line, that is where your equal sign is. So it separates the left and the right side of your problem. So go ahead, pause the video, and write an equation to represent this model. Alright, so the equation you should have got was 2x minus 2 equals negative 4. That would be the equation that represents that model. Alright, again guys, go ahead and pause the video and try the last practice problem for today. And your line here is your equal sign again. So go ahead and write an equation that best represents this model. Alright, and the equation you should have got was 9 equals 3x minus 7. Alright, at this time now that you've got a chance to practice, I want you to go ahead and go on to the independent practice. We have a Google form with multiple choice questions for you to fill out. Good luck, guys.